you may have noticed a slight delay, or maybe you didn't. But I'm trying something new tonight. Should I get off the pot? That's what my grandmother used to say. She was a little crazy, but she used to say that a lot. I wasn't going to talk about my grandmother tonight, but I was sitting with the boys reading the books tonight and singing songs like I do every night or every other night. Carol and I switch off, and I don't know, something one of them said or something reminded me of her, and my grandma was awesome. Like, I'm sure you all have wonderful grandmothers, or had, one way or another, but GGG. I just wrote it down on here and it looked like 666, which is the number of the beast, as opposed to 667, the neighbor of the beast. But as I was saying, great Grandma Green, she was a wild lady. She was a singer back in her day. She sang a lot. Am I getting a lot of weird backlighting from that one? I don't know. Yeah, she performed, and I think she even recorded like a song or two, but she ended up getting married and settling down and not taking that road, which is interesting. But she was an awesome lady. She was just so crazy. She'd chase my friends around all the time when they'd come over to visit and stuff. That was great Grandma Green. Mary Louise Green. Great lady. She used to, we used to make prank phone calls on her rotary dial phone before, caller ID and stuff like that. Because now you can't really do that because it's like, oh, hi, Joe Smith or whatever. I didn't mean to go Joe Smith with that. Sorry about that. That's just about as bad as racism is using Joe Smith instead of John Doe. Alright, maybe it's not that bad. Sorry. Yeah, I used to do that. We used to just do all kinds of crazy stuff. I remember once, I don't know if she ever told my mother the story or not. I never did. But we were supposed to go stay with my cousin Ron, Larry, and Melissa, and my aunt Diane, and Uncle Larry down in Middletown, Rhode Island. And so we, the day before we were supposed to go, me and my friends found a book of matches. We were lighting fires out back, and the old Portuguese lady came out, our back neighbor, and she was, oh, what am I doing? I don't know Portuguese that well, so I think I know like 7 words. And so she was yelling at us, and she went and got my grandmother. My grandmother came out, and we hid in the bulkhead heading down to the cellar, and I could hear them talking. She's like, yeah, they're probably hiding around here somewhere. And I remember she never told my mother, as far as I know, because my mother never said anything to me, and I ended up going on that trip for the week. So who knows? She was a cool lady, though. She died the day I turned 21. I think she was just waiting. It was nice of her. Mary Louise Green. On to a lighter subject. Which one do I want to go with? Oh, I want to talk about the Goat Simulator. I've posted a few times on one of my friends' pages on Facebook, and I played it today for the first time. That game is awesome. It's so flawed, but like the flaws are kind of part of the whimsicalness of the game. You just play a goat, and you can go around. You can ram things with your head, or you can grab things with your tongue and drag them around like people. If you hit a car, it'll blow up. Like, you can take the goat down a slide, and there's a button to make him go limp. Like, you know how you see the goats that kind of fall over? Well, he just gets all floppy like a crash test dummy. It's pretty funny. Yeah, you should check it out, definitely. The Goat Simulator. Who would have thought? Like, when I read that, I thought it was like an actual goat simulation, like you were raising goats. Kind of like a sim game, Sim City, Simville, I remember they did a bunch of them for a while there. Sim Open Heart Surgery. Nonetheless, yeah. So you should definitely check that game out. It's fun. Because I'm not a big gamer. Like, I'm not very good at games. Like, I love video games. I really do, but I can't play them that well. I mean, I guess if I dedicated time to it, I could, but it's been a long day today, let me tell you. I cleaned the office today. We kidnapped a dog today. Yeah, this is where it's going tonight. Please don't turn me in. We have bad neighbors who are not very nice to their dogs, and like they're constantly getting out and getting into the street and so on and so forth. Well, Gwen was coming back with two of her friends today. This little gray terrier. I'm not sure what kind of dog it is exactly, but it's got terrier in it. It was running around in the road, so they grabbed it and brought it home. And so I guess we ended up calling animal control, and they sent an officer out who said he could bring it to the animal shelter nearby. And wait, what did I just say? Yeah, well, he showed up, or he could see if we could. I can't remember what he said exactly, but we ended up saying no. We'll just hang on to her, and we'll see what happens or whatever. So first of all, he probably should have confiscated the animal right away because it's not our animal, and we made the call. So I mean, at that point we're okay. But he leaves. He leaves the dog here. So now we've got our neighbor's dog who just has come home. Not our direct neighbors, like 3 houses down. And so we've got this dog, and it doesn't get along with our dogs at all. Like, not violent or anything, but they're just barking. We're like, crap, what are we going to do? So we have to keep them separate. Then Carol has the bright idea. Actually, it was really nice of her to wash the dog and cut its hair, because it wasn't horrible, but it was bad. It hadn't had a bath in a long time. Its nails were just really long and stuff. I mean, people, if you're gonna have animals, take care of your animals. Don't treat them like they're like trash. Treat them like they're your family. So here we are. We're in this predicament where we've got 3 dogs here. 2 of them are ours. One of them is not. So finally, we're just like, well, we can't do this. We just cannot do this, especially if they find out. Like, we're like, what if they go around to all the houses? Like, what? Like, they could be crazy. There's crazy people. You read crazy stories all the time. I have no idea. My mind starts going a little crazy sometimes anyway when I think about things like that. And so finally we decided, all right, we cannot keep this dog here. We got to figure something out. Well, the shelter's open tomorrow, but it's only noon to 5, which that's not a big deal, but that means overnight. And then if we don't make it, they're closed on Mondays and Tuesday. You have to go bring it in. So we literally had to... I handed the dog to Carol out the window because our neighbors are that way, and my closest window is right here. And so she went pee out there and then came back in through the window. I mean, so we finally ended up calling the police again. We're just like, listen, we don't know what to do. Like, well, first we called animal control again, and they're just like, well, we don't know what to tell you. They even gave me the supervisor. I was just like, we cannot keep this dog here. We don't want to give the dog back, though. She's like, I think technically they could sue you or something like that. I'm like, what? Like, we're taking care of their dog that was running around the street while they weren't home. Like, I don't know. I think there's a loophole there. But, so we ended up calling the police just to find out what they had to say. And they said, yeah, we'll talk to them, and we'll send animal control back down on Monday to go talk to them, too. And they've come a few times. Like, we've called a few times, and a few of the neighbors have called a few times. Like, one of these dogs is going to end up getting hit. And it's just like, that's not fair for the dog. So what's different tonight? What is different? If I end up posting this video, then you're getting a wonderful quality, I think. I'm testing this video camera. I forgot I had a video camera. Like, I use my phone, or we have a DSLR. Like, I never use a camcorder. So we've had this one for a little while now. And I tested it, and I think it's pretty good. So I think the files are going to be a little too big, though. It's got 5.1 audio in, like, so I don't know how that works. I guess I would have to have noise behind the camera. All these little features, I never knew about it because we never really used it. It's funny. But like I said, the file sizes are huge, so I'm going to try to cut this at 10 minutes, which happens in 30 seconds. And I've got... I started talking about tattoos last night, and I just scrapped the video because I was too tired. The dogs lost their mind. It was wild dogs or something in our yard pooping. I saw them pooping, little jerks. And the dogs just started freaking out, and it totally destroyed the audio. But yeah, so I want to talk about tattoos, but I have a very specific thing I want to talk about with tattoos. Actually, I got a lot of specifics, but I think the next video is going to be the big one for the night. This is my lead-in, so I hope you like it. Didn't really have much to say. This is kind of a test for this camera, and if I don't use this one, it's going to be really weird when people are watching that one, or this one, or that one, or that one. Yeah, I probably won't show that footage, so it's weird angles. No, I literally only have two. It'd be nice though. Well, I don't know. I don't know if it would be. I don't know. Okay, so anyway, yeah, check this out. Post some comments. Let me know if you like the quality of this one better. I'm going to try to upload it tonight to see how long it takes, because I think it's going to be a huge freaking file. These are normally like a few hundred megs, and then today when I recorded 2 minutes on this one earlier, it was like half a gig. And usually these videos are like 15 to 20 minutes, so I'm going to cut this right now. I'm going to say I hope this looks really good and it works. And keep making people smile, and let's keep making this world spin a little happier together, okay? So I'll be right back. And for all you people, this is the extended footage as I reach over and press the button.